In this video, I'll be adding a roof to my pergola made up of double wall polycarbonate panels. This is a nice addition if you live in an area that gets a lot of rain and or direct sunlight, and it's a project that can be accomplished in a weekend. Stick around and I'll show you the process for adding a roof to your pergola. I built my pergola with a flat top because I had never intended to put a roof on it. Most roofing systems require some amount of slope so that water can drain, so I first need to make a couple modifications to my pergola. For this, I'll be cutting some graduated furring strips and nailing them on top of the purlins. These will have gradually increasing thickness, which provides the slope to the front of the pergola. If you have a table saw, these are easy to cut out that way. But if you don't, never fear. This can be done with a circular saw in a pretty foolproof manner. Using a straight piece of scrap wood as a fence and a couple of clamps, you can set your circular saw up to take a uniform thickness cut without having to follow a pencil line. I use a combination square to set the cut thickness, using the edge of the shoe as a guide. When cutting, simply keep the fence tight to the piece of wood you're cutting and let the saw do the rest. I'm using a nailer to fasten down these furring strips, with only enough nails to keep them in place. The screws that hold down the polycarbonate panels will also hold these strips down, so there's no need to go overboard here. I'm using the Soton polycarbonate system for my roof, which has panels about 7 feet wide by 10 feet long. The seam between the panels has a T-track on the bottom, with a metal cap over top. The metal cap has rubber gaskets that get put along the edge to keep the rain out. Next, I fasten the T-track in the middle of my pergola. The track doesn't come with holes, so I first drill those before screwing it down. I read the directions wrong when I did this, so here I'm putting the rubber tape down on the support purlins to provide cushion for the panels. This rubber tape is supposed to go on both sides of the T-track, so bear that in mind when you do yours. With that done, now it's time to put the polycarbonate panels up. These panels have a top and bottom side, so make sure you get your orientation correct. I start by removing the protective film from the underside of the first panel. When putting these panels up, you want to be careful not to scratch them, so I put the first one up upside down and then I'll flip it over. To fasten the panels down, these plastic washers are supplied with gaskets and covers to keep them watertight. Some assembly required. The first fasteners to go down are the ones next to the T-track, and I space them from the T-track about 3 inches. I leave about a 1/4 inch gap between the metal of the T-track and the edge of the polycarbonate panel to allow for expansion and contraction. I also pre-drill oversized holes in the polycarbonate for the fasteners, which allows for movement of the panels as they heat up and cool down. You want to make sure not to overdrive these fasteners. If they make a dimple on the top surface of the panel, they're too tight. When working on top of these panels, it's a good idea to put down a board to spread out your body weight to avoid damaging them. If you're light enough, you can also walk gingerly on the panels directly over support points, but definitely not between supports. Getting the fasteners in next to the T-track, all that's left to do is fill in the rest of the panel. For mine, I'm putting the fasteners in a 2 foot by 2 foot grid, matching up with the purlins underneath where I previously applied the furring strips. The cut ends of the panels need what's called moisture tape, applied to help keep out water and bugs. Before doing that, I use an air gun to clear the debris out of the cells where I drilled holes. This isn't necessary, but it does look better. The tape has adhesive on either edge and is meant to wrap around the cut end. It's a simple matter to apply it to the edges. I'm doing this with the panels already installed, and maybe a little out of sequence with the protective film removed. It may be easier to do this on the ground, but then after you drill the holes for the fasteners, you'll still have the debris in the cells. To protect the moisture tape, a U-channel is cut to length and fitted over it. These can be a bit tricky to install, so I'm using a drywall knife to help it slide over the edge of the panel. Once the lip is over the edge of the panel, it can be popped into place with your hand or a mallet. This part is a bit out of sequence, as you can see, since the film is still on, but that's because I had my order of operations incorrect. The top cover for the T-track goes on after the moisture tape and the U-channel go in. This is as easy as pre-drilling for the screws and then fastening it down. Be sure to use the gasketed washers when doing so, and don't over-tighten. After everything was installed, I thought it would be a good idea to use a leaf blower to get rid of any debris that might still be on top. And now for some glamour shots of the finished product. I think it turned out pretty well. How about you? Let me know in the comments section below. I'm looking forward to using this pergola for years to come, even when it's raining out. Thanks for following along on this one, and don't forget to check out this video's sponsor, Just Polycarbonate, for your own project. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.